Hi guys, it's Claire here from LV Chair Yoga Australia. And today I'm with a very special guest. Her name is Jessica Goh, and she is the founder of Life in Confidence. She's a confidence and career coach who is really passionate about bringing people back to their true selves and helping them achieve what they want to achieve in life. So, welcome, Jessica.
Hey
Nice to
Claire,
see
you
you.
too. Namaste.
Welcome. Namaste. Namaste. So, can you tell us a little bit about Life in Confidence and how it came to be, how you came to create this wonderful business that you have?
Thank you, Claire. And I guess Life in Confidence, it's an online community for confidence seekers who are looking ways or I guess advice from a coach to, I guess, learn how they can love themselves and accept themselves for who they are. So I build this through my Facebook Live and my workshops and events, and
Mhm.
also my weekly confidence blogs that I send out every Monday for everyone to get a dose of their confidence advice. And
Great.
I get questions, whether it's from emails or Facebook message, people asking me or sharing with me what they're going through. And they find it really difficult to reach out to someone. And so when they see my Facebook Live or my events, they feel really right at home to share that sort of stuff with, because they feel, I guess, judged, or they are really into their head when they're wanting to share a concern that's really bothering them. And I feel that they feel really comfortable around me because I'm willing to share my vulnerability and my personal struggles through my weekly confidence blogs and my Facebook Live, and how I was able to arrive in a place where I am in now. And so how Life in Confidence came about was almost 3 years ago. So what happened to me 3 years ago is I actually went broke in my first dress business. And I did that business because I thought it was a quick way to make a buck. But boy, I was wrong. I lost all my money. I lost all my wealth that I've built so hard for. I had two investment properties that were positive cash flow in Sydney, and
Mhm.
they would be worth a lot more now. But I
Yeah,
took a gamble and sold
definitely.
them and venture all that money into that dress business. And I lost all that money by purchasing so much stock that wasn't selling. And I got scammed twice in a property scam.
Oh
And
no.
I was dating a married man at that time. Like, I was an absolute mess. And
Yeah.
I didn't see how bad things were for me. I was in complete denial with how I was sabotaging my life. And
Mm.
when I first saw my first coach, I used to see her for personal training, and then she became a love and relationships coach. And I saw her because I knew that I needed help. And when she told me that, Jess, you're not going to get your money back after I went broke, I thought to myself, oh my goodness, this thing is real. I've really messed up this time. And
Yeah.
what I've learned from that journey is that I was reliving my dad's life. He was scammed twice through a fax, a Nigerian fax, and he was
Yeah.
working long hours in the warehouse and on the weekends in the market selling tools and packing tools. And that's exactly what I did in my dress business. I was packing
Mm.
dresses. I carried a whole heap of dresses, like two luggages with me, just to set up a store. I didn't have a car, so I used public transport. So I was really pushing it. Like, I was really
Wow.
working myself to the ground. Like, I didn't see myself as a valuable person at all. And this is where I had to relearn how to love myself.
Mm. And it sounds like this is the stuff that really helps people relate to you, and your honesty about everything really draws people towards you, because so many people walk through their lives in the same way, and it takes someone else to maybe tell them sometimes, like in your case, a little wake up call. And it must be really special for them to have you to chat to about things like that, just like you had your personal trainer in the time as well. So what kind of people do you attract to your business?
I guess the type of people who come and see me, I get people from 20 to 60s, but the common age that I get is about mid to late 30s.
Mm.
And I get male and women, male and female, should I say, and more so women because they're a lot more open to healing, or I guess seeking advice. And
Mm.
the people who tend to see me are working professionals and are based in Sydney at the moment.
Yeah.
And the things that they struggle with is either low self-esteem or mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, OCD, or the combination of anxiety and depression.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the things of getting to that age, I suppose, and starting to think about your life in a way, isn't it? It brings people into this place where maybe they've been doing what you were doing, pushing themselves to the ground and coming back to who they really are. And you're a great facilitator for that. So thank you for what you're doing. That's fantastic. It sounds amazing.
Thank you, Claire.
Sure. And so what makes you a little different from other coaches or other, there's a lot of life coaches out there. So what is it that really makes you just that little bit special besides just being you?
Oh gosh.
There's nothing else. That's it.
That's right. Just being me is special. Well,
It is though. Yeah.
well, I
You
guess
clean your mouth to say that.
that's true. It's really hard for me to distinguish myself to other coaches because I haven't really seen them how their coaching style is. But I notice a lot of life coaches out there, especially males, they're quite, I guess, on the go, go, go and very motivational in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
take your crap together and just gun ho it, that sort of style. And I guess my sort of style is where it's spiritual awareness, it's raising your spiritual awareness and how you can form a deeper connection with yourself and sustain that, because our self relationship is the foundation of our life. So the way we are treating ourselves is how people are treating us in our career, in business, in our own health, in love and relationships, in our family, and with our friends. And if we don't correct that sort of behavior, then we're going to fall into a crisis, which what I have, and it may not be in a crisis where you would go broke like me, but it could be a different sort of crisis, whether it's mental health, whether it's, I don't know, losing a job or losing a home, whatever it is, or losing a loved one, that there would be a point where you hit that crisis until you do something about it. And so I guess my style of coaching, the best way I could put it, is about spirituality and how you can reconnect with yourself and accepting and loving yourself for who you are.
Yeah. So you're looking at the holistic picture as well, just as we do in yoga.
Yeah, that's right.
Not
Because
just,
I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist where it's really clinical, and some coaches or therapists might have that sort of style where it's very clean and clinical. But with myself, and they charge by an hour, and I guess that's the benefits, or I guess that's one of the reasons why my clients like to see me. It's because they don't feel like they're seeing a therapist. They feel like, they don't feel like it's clinical or like they're paying me by the hour. They feel comfortable with me. It feels like they're talking to a friend, but a friend who has experienced a lot in life. And I'm there to support them and guide them in their session and even outside of their session. And even though I say that my sessions go for 1 hour, but sometimes I let it go for 2 to 3 hours, because some people have some really hardcore issues that really need some time and attention and care that needs to be dealt with.
Yeah. And that's probably what makes you stand out, is that you do care and you really do go to to that place with them, and you carry them and you hold them and you're with them, as you're saying, rather than just being standoffish kind of a wall to talk to in a way, I guess. Notion and yeah,
Like you want to, yeah, like your 1 hour is up and then that's it. You know,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think that's a really special thing that you can offer your clients. That's fantastic. So if someone was wanting to move towards living a life in confidence right now, what's 3 simple tips that you could share with them to help them on that journey?
I guess my top 3 tips would be, number 1, accept yourself. A lot of us do accept who we are. We place such high expectations on ourselves, or a lot of pressure on ourselves to be a certain person or to perform or to behave a certain way because of our childhood upbringing or conditioning. And I guess that's something that we struggle with. So definitely number 1, accept yourself by accepting the good and the flaws within, because none of us are perfect, not even I. I still have things that I need to work on as well, even though I've had overcome a lot of things in my life, like domestic violence, sexual abuse, going broke, attracting emotionally unavailable men, all sorts of things. And that I guess most people wouldn't go through, or the average person wouldn't go through. And there's still some stuff that I still need to work on to strengthen my self-relationship, to be more aligned with my truth. And it all comes down to self-acceptance. So none of us here are perfect. And you and I and every other person, we're the same. And we all have a spirit and we all have an ego. And so the number 1 tip is, not you.
No ego. Got spirit.
I feel like that this could go to a cheerleading sort of chat rant.
It could, but that's great. We need more of these pom-pom situations in life, don't we? Where we're picking each other up instead of pushing each other down, you know. So I think that's an important thing of what you're doing, is really, really supporting other people to do that, to live their truth, and to release some of those old habits that they may need to release in order to move forward. Yeah,
definitely. And, you know, the first tip or the first step is self-acceptance. And that's a huge one for many people. The second tip is making choices that's aligned with your truth. So a lot of us do struggle with that because there's a lot of guilt and people pleasing in the background, where someone like a friend might text us saying, oh, are you free to come to a social gathering this weekend or to this thing with me? And you may not be interested, or, you know, it's probably not something that you want to do, but you say yes anyway, just to make that person happy. And so then
that happens all the time, doesn't it? You know?
Yeah, massively. Because I remember, I guess when I started high school, my mum gave me a tip, which was to make friends, don't ask, always give. And that stayed with me. And I've made so many choices where I give, and I didn't allow myself to receive or take from others. And so I lost a lot of my self-worth by giving, and that also blocks our heart, our energy to receive, our receiving energy. And
it's out of balance.
Yeah, very imbalanced and very masculine, because we're supposed to have that balance of give and take. You know, giving is masculine and taking is feminine, and we need to receive as well. So I guess taking or making actions or choices that is aligned with your needs. And so this brings on to my third tip. So tip number 3 is writing down a list of boundaries. I guess what I mean by boundaries is boundaries can change any time, but it's just about how you can restore your power in a struggle. So if you're struggling, whether it's in your career or in your health, or in your business, whatever it is. Like, let's just say, for example, earlier this year for me, I struggled with my health. I constantly got sick with the cold and flu, coughing, style, all these sort of things that was showing up. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening to me? And it's because I was working myself to the ground. And so I had to set a boundary with myself that don't work yourself to the ground. Do what is needed, and that's it. Don't go beyond that. And if you feel that your body needs to rest, then rest. Listen and tune into your body. So that's a boundary that I had to set for myself. And so far, I'm in great health because of that boundary.
And it's funny, isn't it? Because we often think about boundaries in regards to other people, but often we can be our own worst enemy in these cases, where we're not really being honest and truthful with ourselves first. And we need to set those boundaries for ourselves.
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And so how can we find you? How can we get involved with what you're doing and find your services?
Well,
You were saying you do sessions in Sydney, but you do online sessions as well in case people in different places wanted to work with you?
Yes, I did work with someone who was based in the country, and we did Skype sessions. And even whether it's a phone call or a Skype session, it definitely does something to shift your perception of the past. And with him, initially I had to do a series of Skype sessions and phone calls because he was out in the country. But he had a lot of anger and resentment towards his dad, and it was affecting his life because he was miserable with what he was doing and where he is at and why he moved to the country. And what we got out of each session is how he can be more aligned with his truth, because he was brought up to people please, to have high expectations because of both parents being controlling, and also coming from an Asian culture, especially Chinese. There's a high expectation of academia, and so that was placed upon him. And so we had to break down that conditioning for him to be free of that and to be who he is, and accept and love who he is, and not what his parents wanted him to be. So it's finding that alignment. And so for someone who would want to see me to, I guess, turn their life around, to be reconnected with themselves, to experience, I guess, a miraculous life, whether it's in their health or career or in relationships, then they can check me out on my website, lifeinconfidence.com. And through there, you have the choice of accessing my online course, which is called Restore Your Confidence. I also have my workshop called Restore Your Confidence in Sydney. And my coaching programs are there as well on lifeinconfidence.com. But if you'd like to receive my weekly confidence blogs, you can shoot me an email, jess@lifeinconfidence.com. And I do my Facebook Lives on facebook.com/lifeinconfidence.
So we'll put all of those links. We'll put all the links up in the post for you as well, so people can get in touch with you without having to scramble to write them down, pen and paper, so they can have them on their screen ready. But you do have a workshop coming up soon, don't you, in Sydney? That's happening very soon.
That's right. I do have one this Saturday. And
oh my gosh, it's really soon.
Yeah, it's very soon. And I also have my last one in September on the 8th. So I generally do it on a Saturday. And I guess the workshop that I have this Saturday, it's called Restore Your Confidence. And what I go through in that workshop is going further into detail of my childhood conditioning, my personal struggle and journey, for everyone to get an understanding how our childhood conditioning can create our current belief system, and how our current belief system today is unsupportive, and how we can recreate or rewrite that story with supportive beliefs, and what's possible. And what I go through is a singing bowl meditation, which helps to rebalance our energy and our chakras. And also,
did you see my face when you said singing bowl? I connect a lot with them, and it's such a powerful, the sound is so powerful. That sounds amazing.
It's so beautiful. And I'll be hosting a affirmation meditation as well, for people to really connect with their soul and being vulnerable in that affirmation meditation can help people to feel that inner peace and joy and wisdom. And there's so much more that I go through in that workshop. It goes for half a day. So if
Yeah.
anybody is in Sydney, they're welcome to come along, and the tickets are on my website, lifeandconfidence.com.
Great. We'll let everyone know that in the post as well. So that's how you can get in touch with Jessica. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your story, and for your beautiful honesty and your open heart. It's really lovely to connect with you.
Thank you, Claire, and thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. I hope we speak again soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck with Saturday.
Thank you.
Namaste, Jessica.
Namaste.